Hey guys, this is Full Stuffing Incorporated, and I wanted to talk about Card of Demise today, and whether if it should be banned or not, or at least hit in some manner. So, yeah, I'm about to get my answer out of the way. Yes, absolutely. This card needs to get hit, in my opinion. It needs to get hit. I mean, you can dispute this with me, dispute my arguments with me, but I will give my thoughts regardless. By nature, and by card design, this card is unfair. This card cannot be played fairly by any stretch. I mean, think of the countless decks that can play with Card Demise. Demise Yosenju, Demise Cleat, Demise Gravekeepers, freaking True Draco, especially True Draco, Cosmo. There are a plethora of decks that can play with Card of Demise. And some of those stipulations on Card of Demise doesn't really hinder them either. And, okay, I will give my thoughts on why I feel like that's the case. With Card Demise, there is no immediate cost to it. I mean, with it, you can't special summon, you have to discard your entire hand in the end phase, you can't deal battle damage. Some of those, that's no problem. I mean, you can play out the rest of your turn and then get rid of your cards. I mean, at least the Lord Darkness and Pot of Desires have an immediate cost to them. And the biggest example I can give is with True Draco. I mean, does True Draco get hit by any of those stipulations? They don't need to special summon. Their battle damage is pretty much irrelevant for the first turn. And another thing, discarding their entire hand doesn't mean jack, considering they can contribute their spells and traps and monsters, and their spells and traps can get more monsters on their side of the field if they so choose. So it would leave more room for more traps if you run more traps like Skill Drain. Not to mention that if they don't draw traps, they'll more than likely draw monsters, and the monsters can be summoned by those True Draco spells and traps immediately. And also, drawing spells is really no problem. I mean, unless you draw multiple terraformings or diagrams, it's absolutely no problem. I mean, if you draw Pot of Duality, you could just use it and get another card anyway. Another trap, another diagram, a masterpiece, any of those things. Pot of Desires. Vanish 10, draw 2, you went +1 right there. And if you get terraforming, you get another access to the diagram, in which case you can destroy any of your cards to get masterpiece immediately. And I know, it sounds like a True Draco rant, and it kind of is. But I'm just giving you a point of where Card of Demise is absolutely ridiculous. It's not just pretty good, it's amazing. It is absurd. It is BS, for crying out loud. And before anybody says, oh, it's just because Chamber and won the Dragon Duel tournament, no, you're an idiot for thinking that. I will explain why I will say this. The final match in the Dragon Duels, the guy did not know how to play against Card of Demise. Did not know how to play against Chamber. That guy was, okay, I'm going to give this guy a complete and utter annihilation in this video. More for his plays, not for who he is. I'll give him that. I mean, I can give it to him for making it to the finals, but not knowing how to play Chamber is the biggest mistake in the whole tournament. I mean, he blind Cosmic Cyclones a Chamber player. Yes, it's as stupid as it sounds. They use Cosmic Cyclone, which gets rid of a chunk of your life points, which is Chamber's strategy, I might add. And you're blindly hitting something. It's another chain link for Chain Strike. And, oh my gosh. Unless I want to just bash this guy for not knowing how to play against Chamber. To be fair, not many other players do either, so I'm going to give this guy kind of a pass. But his plays could have been so much better. I'm going to say that right now. The guy's not a bad player at all. He made it to the top for a reason. But I digress. Card of Demise in itself is an unfair card. It gets you so much advantage. It's a +2. Pot of Desires is a +1. That should give you a perspective of how powerful the card is. And some decks don't mind morphing their strategies around Card of Demise. Gravekeepers have an easier time getting Royal Tribute. Yosenjus have an easier time getting their monsters out so they can keep their monsters in their hand, keep their searching cards, and keep Macro and Defissure out easy. And Demise Clee, don't get me started on Demise Clee. Or maybe even Demise Evil Swarms. Dang it, Yugi, yes, why did you do this? So yes, in my opinion, Card Demise needs to get banned. I mean, you can argue with me that it doesn't need to get banned because of some other random circumstances. But, you know, True Draco is way too powerful with Card of Demise in itself. giving them advantage they really don't need. I mean, on top of cards like Heritage, Power of Duality, Power of Desires, all of that stuff, and still be this good? Yeah, I have a feeling that Card of Demise is going to get banned soon, and I encourage it. It's a ridiculous card by design. It almost felt like it wasn't play tested. I mean, all of us had a bad impression of Card of Demise when it first came out, thinking that the card was complete garbage. But, like most Rogue players, we were wrong. It's horribly overpowered and it needs to go. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Card of Demise. And if you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys like it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, join the Fight for Army, and together we'll beat the meta. Talk to you guys next time, and hopefully I will have another video up for you. Until then, talk to you guys next time. Hey, so yeah, I ended up buying 3 Downs Master Fury decks yesterday. And I want to see what variant you guys want to see on the next video. I mean, the most that get it, the one that gets the most votes, I'm going to make a deck profile video out of. Budget or not budget, your choice. I mean, it may not be my next video, it'll probably be the video after the next video. But if you guys want to have your own Dino deck come up and see what they could do with the variant, see if I approve of it or something, then yeah, go ahead and say it in the comment section, like this video, and I will go ahead and get to it if it gets the most likes. But until then, take care.